new and different perspective every week on LEGO sets, news, media, and more. You're listening to the BCC Podcast.
Today is Wednesday, March 28th of 2018, and you're listening to episode 147 of the BCC Podcast. I'm Ford, and here with me today is LQ.
You know, I was trying really hard to think of something obnoxious to say as you're doing the intro, and I just couldn't come up with it today.
Not fast enough? Not fast enough?
Nope. Darn it, I should be able to come up with something, though. You know, at the rate of things, though, by the time this comes out, my April Fool's Day video should have came out. I haven't to see what people are going to think about that. I don't think anyone has seen it coming.
I'm also here with Mace.
I had something perfectly obnoxious to say, but I bit my tongue.
What was it?
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Never mind, that wasn't obnoxious enough. Move on.
And last but not least, I am here with Glenda.
I honestly have trouble envisioning Mace being obnoxious.
It's true.
Mace, we need to work on this then.
No.
Mace has been obnoxious before. There's been times. They're rare, but there are times.
Oh, I'm very obnoxious, though. I know I am.
Yep.
Maybe when I'm ranting about something that
Just
I
a
like.
matter-of-fact answer.
Well,
No,
he
I'm
needed to say something obnoxious, so there he goes. Are you happy now?
Mace, but your ranting now should go down because you're actually trying to get to sleep at a decent hour.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Because most of the time, the reason you did that is because it's like 3 a.m. and no one else is awake.
True.
Remember all
My
those
latest one
Lego
was because
Dimensions?
it was 6 a.m. and no one else was up that late.
Yeah, remember
Well,
the Lego
didn't you-
Dimensions rants?
Didn't you not go
Yeah,
to
I
bed
remember.
until 8 a.m. that day, though?
Yeah. I stopped bothering everyone who was sleeping after a few hours.
Well, by 7, people are up again. Yeah, I've woken up before and Mace had still not gone to sleep.
Yeah,
Wow.
I keep my own
I
hours.
forgot that.
Well, hopefully that's about to change, because you're actually like on a lot more when you sleep when everyone else sleeps.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the whole being obnoxious thing, I have been making a conscious effort to stop being
Why?
obnoxious.
It's time to stop.
Because, it gets dull after a while and stale. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to hear it anymore.
I'm only obnoxious on podcast days.
That
You know
is
what?
Untrue.
So am I.
That is also untrue.
Wait, what other days am I obnoxious on?
You cut out at exactly the wrong moment.
What other
Wow.
days am I obnoxious on?
Depends on how I am behaving that day.
It also
Trying to
depends on,
think of what context this could be in, because there's so many. It depends on what type of obnoxious you're referring to.
I mean, just a general obnoxiousness.
well, I mean, did you see that video you made?
Which
one? I made a lot of.
Are you
obnoxious
serious?
That
The
was
one
so
that
many.
just came out.
videos. That one's like I've made way more obnoxious.
That
stuff
one was
than that.
glorious.
Like the video I made about how Han couldn't have shot first.
Yeah, because
Or-
Han's not a speedster.
I just recorded
How could
another
he dodge
obnoxious
that
video
bullet?
today. It's not. This one is only subjectively obnoxious.
Sure.
So, I consider it's. I don't know when it'll come out. I actually wanted to finish editing it today, but things got in the way. But you know how I hate the Ninjago Spinjitzu Master minifigures?
Yes, I do.
I finally made that video about how much I hate them.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. I didn't know you hated them.
Oh yes, I definitely hate them. Do you know the pants on all of them? Alright, they have the same
It's
pants.
the same pants.
And that's
Yep.
not even
Here we
exclusive
go.
to them.
Do
That
they?
print actually comes from the Kendo Jay and Cole battle pods.
No way, really?
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's just the torsos,
Yeah, and the torsos
which
suck.
means you still have a variant to collect.
Yes, I mentioned in the video that I still am going to buy them, but I hate them.
Wow, you're feeding the problem.
Yeah, I did say if you're not a collector, don't buy them. I prefaced it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hey, you
I
gotta
mean,
keep your
honestly-
collection complete.
This season of Ninjago has made me want to buy a lot of stuff I'm not particularly fond of. Like, I'm probably going to pick up Snake Jaguar's Pursuit after I get the Tron set.
Kilo
Because
for
I really
best
like that
son of
episode of
Garmadon.
this season.
Oh
Sons
yeah,
of
that
Garmadon
got
is
like
just a really great
revealed,
season.
didn't it?
The Tron set, yeah, the Tron set comes out in just a few days now.
I
I'm
know.
so
I want to
excited
get
for
it.
that, my
You know,
friend.
I recently rewatched Tron Legacy. I found it on demand, and
really?
going into it, like the first time I saw it, I wasn't really interested directly in seeing it, so I couldn't really get into it. But this time, I saw it with a genuine interest in wanting to watch it because of the set, to see if it piqued my interest enough to get the set, and I loved that movie.
Thank you.
It was
The
such
plot
a
is
good
horrible.
movie.
The plot is really bland, but it's so
I agree,
visually
but like the
appealing.
visuals are just amazing.
I know. It's just with the visuals and the music.
It's
I've
a
been
shame
like
Disney
playing the
decided to
music
kill it all.
non-stop in my car.
Oh yeah, I play the music all the time. It's just like a great sensory experience.
It
Disney
definitely
should have made a
is.
sequel.
Oh man,
Yeah,
it stinks that
makes
it
me
got
think-
such a lukewarm reception.
Yeah,
Like
it makes me think of how good the effects have been actually in this season of Ninjago too.
Mm-hmm.
Which
But
I
I
actually
feel
want
like-
to talk about that.
I feel like it's the good reboot sequel where it's like you don't really have to watch the previous one to get what's going on. They explain everything
Mhm.
right off.
The first
on-
one
off
kind
the
of
bat.
really sucks, actually.
And yeah, the first one did suck. All right.
So
Enough
today we are
stalling.
going to be talking about our Sons of Garmadon coverage. Finally.
Yes, yes.
Well, not finally. The season actually just ended less than a week ago in
Thank you,
Australia. It hasn't even
Australia.
premiered in the U.S. yet.
And then,
Today,
oh yeah,
mates.
did you hear? There was a Twitter thing that said, "Hey, stop watching it on YouTube. Watch it on Cartoon Network."
Actually, that's not what he said.
Yeah, they said also watch it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
to
he said he
support it.
doesn't blame anyone for watching on YouTube. Just make sure to support it on Cartoon Network
Yeah.
so it doesn't
and
kill it.
I'm perfectly okay with that. But the thing is, Cartoon Network doesn't even support the show.
No, Cartoon Network does not support the show at all.
No, they
which-
don't. Like they don't
Lego
even
should
like
cut
they
their
buy the
losses.
season and then they don't even air it.
don't
In the
think
case
anyone
of
at
Next
Lego
Night season
knows.
4. But then when they do air a season, they air it at like 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday. Who's gonna
Yeah,
watch
I don't know
that?
What is up with that?
Like they did that with RID 2015 for Transformers, and look where that show ended up. It got canceled.
Oh, it got canceled? I thought it was still going.
No.
Well, it might have ended. I forget. But like it ended on a very lukewarm. It ended on a kind of downbeat note kind of thing.
Like
Does that make
Bionicle?
sense?
Both times?
Yes. It ended exactly like Bionicle did both times. It ended with a whimper. That's what I meant to say.
So, well, we have seen the season at least. I'm going to attempt to watch it if I can finally get word of when it comes out on Cartoon Network Sport, because I really want it to go on. And currently it is actually sounding like seasons 10 and 11 are in development. They just haven't been officially ordered yet.
I'm hoping so.
Oh, yes.
I hope, but I've also heard that the next season, season 9, will be the Hageman Brothers' last season.
No.
Oh, really?
So,
I like them.
So that leads me to believe
I can't find a
that's-
source for that, though.
Yeah, that
I
leads
will
me to
preface.
believe, and I'm going to predict it here. Total prediction, not 100%.
Season 10
Season 9 is going to be like, it's going to have an ending, where it could branch off at anywhere else. Like it's going to have
Probably.
a set place ending. It's not going to set up anything.
Yeah, well,
It's gonna
right now,
have
the
a
reason this
Lloyd
season,
versus the Overlord type of ending.
Like it's something like that, or maybe like a season 5 ending sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Quick preface. From this point on, spoilers are abound. We're going to assume you've already seen the season, and we're not going to be doing a recap.
Yep.
Because
Right.
there's a boring.
So anyway, yeah, they talked about this on Twitter just the other day. About this is actually a 20 episode arc, which also
Yeah,
confirms that
I like
season is
that.
10 episodes, by the way. I'm not sure if anyone caught that. But
yeah,
anyway,
I like that because
so
honestly, I just want to bring up my point of contention with the season first.
Oh boy.
I started off really liking it. I liked the direction it was going. It was great. And then it got to the quote-unquote twists of the season. Around, like, what was it, episode 6?
I'm afraid I can't
It was
remember.
when when Harumi's the quiet one.
The baby is...
What else? Wu is the baby.
Those are the only two.
Stuff like that. It was just like, yeah, I totally saw that coming. And that kind of burned it for me. Like, it just kind of killed the momentum and the hype for the season going forward. But I think the finale got my hype back up for the next season, for the next part of this arc.
The only thing I
totally okay with.
Even though I did not dislike the finale, I felt it was one of the weaker episodes of the season.
Yeah, I was expecting.
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you because it felt too set up-y.
It felt to me like a mid-season finale.
I did not at all dislike it, but let's talk about that last though, because it is the finale. Because there's some very specific reasons I thought it was weaker, but I want to talk about a few key points in this. The biggest thing this season that struck me was it is dark.
It's really surprisingly dark. It talks about some very serious topics.
Oh yeah,
like Harumi's entire backstory is like perfect.
I know, like Harumi's backstory literally is 9/11. It's the building collapsed on top of her parents.
Mm-hmm.
You're a quiet one, aren't you?
That was my favorite episode of the season, I think.
Also, that creepy spider song.
Yeah, that was... honestly, even though you did see it coming, I still think they did a good job of not, shoving it in your face. It was obvious Harumi's
Are you kidding me? They totally shoved it in your face.
No, they did not.
They did not. They could have done...
They played up her and Lloyd.
I mean, I thought it was her from, the very beginning.
Yeah, but
the only reason I saw it coming was because of that stupid Lego set animation.
Yeah, that too. Also, I
didn't see that
I want Hutchins
You
back.
didn't? Oh,
he's dead. He's
literally
dead. I
so
want him back. He was cool.
The king and the queen are dead
Mace,
too.
real quick. This will lead into this. But anyways, in the set, Temple of Resurrection, which I actually built, but I don't think I ever talked about. It's a pretty good set.
I want it. I want it after
I wish
seeing
Harumi had a
this show.
double-sided face is the main thing, instead of just the painted face. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Wait until the summer.
In the set, they show the ninja are fighting Harumi and Hutchins, which actually, the thing is, it wasn't even accurate, because Hutchins he died!
Yeah, he died long before that.
I didn't know why they even bothered to make him a minifigure then. He just died in one episode.
The Emperor and Empress, honestly.
Exactly. I called him King and Queen by mistake, but yeah.
What surprised me, though, they literally killed them off.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
I want him back. He was cool.
I don't think that's, again, talking about the season being dark. Harumi murdered her adoptive parents in the second episode of this season.
And her bodyguard / caretaker, too.
That really took me by surprise. I was like, whoa.
This being Ninjago, a kid's show, you think, as soon as that happened, you think, oh, they're not really dead. Turns out they are.
we didn't see the bodies, they're not dead.
Exactly.
But no, they're not showing the bodies because it's a kid's show, not because they could still be alive.
Hey, no,
it didn't do
Ninjago's shown dead bodies before, actually.
It didn't do a Chima where it's like, oh yeah, they just fell down the gorge, but they're totally alive, except now they're scorpion dudes. Wait, what?
Me and Mal just finished watching Possession, and they show Moro's corpse in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they do. The classic Lego skeleton.
Don't they also show the remains of the first Spinjitzu master?
Yes, they do. There's 2 dead bodies in that season.
Oh, I totally
Well, I mean, you kind of have to show dead bodies when your theme is literally dead people.
But the thing is, this season was still just darker for how thematic the dark stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they addressed topics that I was not necessarily prepared for Ninjago to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just, really, and I love what they did with Lloyd this season. Lloyd has personality now.
Oh yeah,
and his new
Lloyd
voice is so much
and
better.
to a slightly lesser extent, Cole.
Yeah, Cole. We'll talk about Cole in a bit. Let's finish talking about Lloyd.
And even to a much lesser extent, but still to some extent, Kai.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't agree. In fact,
I don't know. There's a little bit there.
Let's talk about each of the ninja individually real quick.
That's a good idea.
We don't need to talk about the graphics change at this point, obviously, right? That's so old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a million times
Just
better
accept it.
I've accepted it at this point. You honestly, while watching the show, you hardly notice.
Honestly, I did not notice after a while.
I still don't like Kai's new face, but I can get
Okay,
over.
I don't
Dry
mind
Square
it.
took more getting used to, and it kind of irritated me every time he was on screen. But other than that, I got used to the others pretty quickly.
I don't mind
His
them having
expressions-
new hair after 6-7
Something
years.
that sold me on Kai, though, his expressions were exactly like the expressions he had.
Well,
in
yeah,
previous
they said they were
seasons.
going to use the same face rigs.
Yeah. So, but anyway, real quick though, an interesting thing about they mentioned, that they were changed slightly because of time travel. But then when we see flashbacks, we do see their old designs in the Cole and Zane flashbacks. Which again, we'll talk about those in a bit. Let's talk about Lloyd here first.
Yes.
He is
Yeah, there's a lot
so
to talk
much
about.
better
Yes.
now. Like, again, in between as I was watching this, as the episodes are coming out, me and Mal have been watching Possession. And it's so hard to take Lloyd seriously now because this new Lloyd's so much better.
Oh, yeah, like...
I hate old Lloyd's voice and his hair. I don't know why, but his hair makes me mad.
But, hey, are you making fun of his hairstyle?
Yes.
The old
Are you
one
making
had
fun of
terrible hair.
Lloyd's
I don't
hairstyle,
have
which
an issue
also
with his
belonged
hair,
to Anakin, which now belongs to me, too?
No, it looks terrible in blonde. I never said anything about brown.
Okay, that we can agree with.
Oh, shoot! I totally forgot to record the overlay. No one reminded
I
me.
forgot my gun. I can't shoot.
Alright, start. Okay, we're gonna cut this part out in video.
No!
Overlay recording in 3, 2.
Wait, are we starting a new
One.
recording? Oh, we're starting OBS.
Overlay
Oh,
recording now.
Does this mean we have to
Okay,
start all over
Sorry, there
again?
are no visual. No, we don't have to start all over. There'll just be no pictures for the first part of
Oh,
the.
okay, so...
For the first 15 minutes. Maze, please tell me you didn't stop recording.
Oh, I did not. No. That's why I asked before doing
I did not
anything.
stop. I did not stop recording. I did
I
not.
did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
You can do that.
You should have said,
voice.
"Hi,
Spot on.
Lloyd."
It's kind of terrifying.
Oh, hi, Lloyd.
All right.
I was gonna say something else, but
Yeah,
it was
Lloyd's new-
inappropriate.
Darn, I forgot the name of his new voice actor. It's Sam.
I don't
Vincent?
know.
Oh,
Sam
but he's
Vincent, he's done a lot of stuff before.
Yeah,
I
he has.
died.
I mostly know him from Crypto the Super Dog, honestly, because I watched that show a lot as a kid.
Well,
Oh, I
He
used
was
to
in
watch
Crypto
it
the
religiously.
Super
I
Dog?
used to
He
watch that
was.
religiously.
I love that show when I was a
For-
kid.
He
Same.
was
I
Crypto
watched
the
every
Super Dog.
episode every
He was
week.
also some in, I think, the Littlest Pet Shop TV show.
Yeah, okay.
Let's face it, the Canadian voice actors are in all of those shows.
Yeah, it's true. They play everyone
But
in
anyway,
everything.
What's great about this Lloyd, it's totally believable that it's still the same Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
It actually is, and he does a fantastic voice for Lloyd, I gotta say.
But he's like
Indeed.
so much more mature, and he actually has depth and feelings that make
Yeah.
sense.
I
Now
feel like
I
another
actually
thing is
believe
that, like,
that he's the leader.
by the end of the season, he has like this kind of conviction
Mhm.
going about him.
I like how they. Oh, I love the scene where Lloyd starts smashing in the dashboard of his car.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite scenes in all of Ninjago.
You can't get rid of us that easily, and then just keeps punching into the wall.
It's like the Ninjago equivalent of Ben Solo, like slashing away at the consoles.
Yeah, but what's great about that
Yes.
is they didn't actually like do the most cliche thing, just have him stick with that all the way through. In fact,
Yeah,
the next couple of
yeah,
episodes, he's
they
already
didn't
over
turn
it.
it into a Ben
Mhm.
Swallow.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not an
It's
edgy
just that
boy.
one-
Instead, he's better.
Which is way more believable for a human being.
Uncle Luke,
Yes.
Uncle
Rather than
Woo.
Character and a type.
His dad is Garmadon. Solo thinks his dad is Garmadon.
You know, we don't actually have any pictures of Baby Woo in here.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
don't.
May I
Don't.
mention one issue that I had with the whole Garmadon thing?
What?
He, during the fight scene, I believe that Garmadon said, "I have no son." And
Yeah.
all I could think was, well, sons of Garmadon brought you back, so what does
Well,
that
he
mean?
doesn't really care about them.
Yeah.
Well, I know that.
So
It's
why
just
didn't
like-
Garmadon grab Lloyd's
Oh!
arms with
like
two
a
of
little
his
bit of a
arms?
strange thing
Also,
to
like,
say.
No, that was like the perfect thing for him to say, honestly, because that adds a bunch of depth and like shows you that this really isn't the same
I don't know.
Garmadon.
I felt like that whole fight scene with Lloyd
Do
just
we have no
lacked,
pictures of Garmadon
it
or
lacked
Woo
impact.
here? Why do we have no
Let
me
pictures
find
of
some.
Garmadon?
Let me find.
Well,
they're
we
hard to
can- We
find.
can get some, I suppose.
They're very hard to
really-
find.
No, but I was very, very skeptical about them, how they'd bring Garmadon back, and I thought it was handled the best it could be handled.
I don't
Yeah, it
mind
was well
seeing
done,
him
definitely.
back this way.
Yeah, I don't mind, but I don't know. His character seems a little bit off.
Well, I think that's on
that's
purpose.
literally the point.
Yeah.
And-
yeah.
That's
You see,
fine.
he's not-
and
still.
they didn't disregard anything.
He's not
from
all the
previous
way
lore
there
this
yet.
season. Well, okay, we've got the minifigure picture that'll have to do.
Yeah, hang on. I'm looking for more. They're hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't came
Don't
out.
worry, on the
everywhere
down low, I'm
still.
gonna supply you with plenty of good ones.
Okay. By the time we finish Garmadon discussion, I'm sure.
There really
Exactly,
aren't
you'll
that
have
many.
plenty to edit in post.
We're not editing him in post anymore. We're lazy now.
Only now?
You know, people have been complaining about Garmadon's helmet, but his new helmet is so much better than his stupid Scooby-Doo bone helmet.
Oh, right.
First off, I like that helmet.
But it looks really unintimidating on a bad guy in an animation.
No, take that back. That helmet was great.
No, it looked goofy.
It was great.
It's got a silly little Scooby-Doo bone hanging off the front.
It was great. And remember, in this universe, those are the bones of the people.
But still, it was always the goofiest looking thing in all of Ninjago. That's including
Oh,
Scales
I forgot that he
Jr.
was bleeding purple in this one.
Yes.
I don't think he's bleeding purple. I always thought that was like some goo left on
It's
him.
like
because, the
I think
bowl-
they established
Look, it
it like
looks like it's
shadow
coming
energy
out
or
of his
something like
armor.
that, or like the
Yeah, it's
shadow
shadow
force.
energy. That makes sense, because we've seen that in Ninjago before.
But
Yeah.
it looks
Purple goo
drippy.
and
You
stuff.
see it dripping out of a crack in his
Well,
armor.
yeah, it's like a goo or something.
Yeah, well, his body is basically made of that stuff now.
Yeah.
So.
Ah, okay.
He is
So why isn't he
pure
purple?
shadow.
Maybe he
Well-
has purple blood.
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not his blood.
I mean, purple essence oozing underneath his skin.
It's like the Maelstrom in Lego Universe.
Yeah, that would be the best explanation for it, I suppose.
Because
So
he did glow
I
purple
need
a lot.
I need some explanation here.
Okay.
I didn't watch Hands of Time because I
I
heard
did.
it was
Oh, yeah, I
bad,
forgot.
and I heard it was filler, and I heard it was
It's
stupid.
not bad. It's not quite filler.
Um,
It's just probably the weakest season of Ninjago.
Mhm.
However, I feel like I didn't need it to watch this season.
All you
wouldn't
needed
understand
to know
into the
is
show.
where is Woo. That's all you needed
Yeah,
to know.
I already knew like I watched like the very end just to
Mhm.
see like what happened to Wu.
Yeah.
But I don't quite understand everything that happened. So you're gonna
Well, you
get
see,
have
Wu
to
was
give
That's
aging
because it
up
messes
a
up
lot.
the timeline.
uh-huh.
Actually, no, it doesn't mess up the timeline.
The parents are too young and
Well,
too
actually,
old.
they confirmed on Twitter that Elemental Masters do age slower. Remember I had that theory a long time ago about that they age slower?
That's the
Turns
only
out
way
I
it
was
works.
right.
That's the only way it works.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
There's still issues with it, but we're not going to get into them here.
Mhm.
So like how is it that he's a baby again?
Well, you see, the thing is, they struck him with a fast-forward time blade, and he was getting really old to the point he was dying, and his beard was down to his feet. So then they go
Really?
and they get the reversal blade just at the end of the season and just save him. And apparently he got hit too hard with it. Nia did it off-screen, so I'm going to say she screwed it up. Darn, I just noticed the
Wait,
overlay
how do
doesn't
you
have
do
a new
something
logo
so
yet.
important off screen?
Oh, it just happens. There's a lot of time travel stuff going on in between. It's kind of hard to explain if you didn't watch it.
That's kind of
And at the end, with Wu falling into the time vortex, that might
I do
have
wonder
had
what
an
happened to
effect
the
on
Time
him.
Twins.
You know, I'll bet they
Yeah,
appear in the
didn't I-
future, like the
Tell us that.
Serpentine or
We have no idea what happened because we don't
Snake
know
Guy
exactly
Python.
where or when Wu landed or what at this point.
Well, apparently he
I
landed
wonder is that
in the
Misako
present day
back?
because like
yeah.
Now he's
I think
back.
it's safe to assume, considering his aging rate, that he probably landed in.
Unless first, what if he landed and he wasn't totally a baby yet and he was still aging backwards for a while?
That's true, but it would have been lame of him to hide
yeah,
in
and
the
like
shadows.
what would stop him from aging backwards then? Like wouldn't he continue to age backwards?
And then it stopped when he
I
got
guess-
to a baby, and then it
That-
started
That
reversing.
I don't know why it would stop. Honestly,
Yeah,
there was
Because
never
the power of the
anything
blade
established
wasn't
about.
absolute. It ran out.
They
after
never
a time.
they never talk about that though. They never talk about the time blades not having.
To be
a
fair,
time limit.
they were busy, and there wasn't anyone they could ask. Hey, baby,
Yeah,
Woo, how do
it
time
could make
blades
sense.
work?
We can forgive it. It's not technically a plot hole. It's just not totally explained. We don't need it to be. But
Yeah.
I actually really
Mhm.
liked Baby Woo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Baby
thought I
Woo
would
as well.
not like Baby Woo, and I actually really, really like.
It seems like this season is
The
like,
whole
doing
Ninja
the
Never
best
Quit
with
thing,
what
that
people
like
are worried.
that hit me right in the feels. And things rarely hit
Actually,
me in the
I
feels.
thought it was more so like when Wu was drawing all those creepy pictures.
I remember
was
that.
Great.
And then we're just like, my brother is coming. I'm not sure who does the voice work for that, but it's like really good.
It's a lot better
My
than the
initial-
typical baby you hear in a cartoon, which makes you want
Yeah.
to gouge your
Yeah, I
ears
was
out.
not expecting that particular voice quality because all I was thinking at the beginning was, I bet I could voice a baby better than whoever's doing this. But they actually did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I like how he wasn't at all like a cliche.
Mhm.
Basically, he's still
Mhm.
very
And I
much
like how at the
Wu.
very
He was his
end
own person.
they give him the stick.
Yeah,
Yes.
They
Yes!
gave him the stick. That
we'll
made
talk
me
about
happy.
the end in a bit though.
It's
Yeah.
funny how Cole's his dad now.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying
Well,
to figure
not
out
as quite. Cole was like that basically until the point where he aged up into like toddler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Misako
Okay.
adopted him.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
me wonder what exactly Cole's
Do
relationship
we have time
with Wu is
right
going
now?
to be if Wu ages to
time
his
for what?
normal self.
To talk about how horrible Misako is.
Yeah, she can
I
raise
feel like we've
her
talked about
husband's
how
brother, but she
horrible
can't
Misako
raise her
is,
son.
like, to death by now.
But now she's even worse because nothing in this season affects her emotionally at
Ah.
all.
I mean, look at what happens.
Yeah, between her son, her husband, and her
not sure what exactly they are.
ex-flame baby
Comes
person.
back. It's only the evil in him, so he's not actually there, and he's attacking her and her extended family without any sense
And
of
she
remorse.
doesn't
And
care.
She's just like, yeah, hold him off, guys, bye.
Yeah,
She literally doesn't have a single emotional beat in the entire series.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a
She's
single
just there.
change of tone in the entire
Kind of.
series.
I mean, she's always been kind of... It does go along with her character.
It's true. She did abandon Lloyd.
Yeah, she abandoned Lloyd, and maybe this is what she always wanted Garmadon to be. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Probably. I mean, she
Oh, that's
married him
dark.
and she
That's
abandoned
dark.
their kid.
She's such an enabler.
I heard TTV point this
And
out on one of their
Misako,
episodes lately.
the enabler of evil.
On one of the TTV
Mom of
Ninjago cast
Garmadon.
episodes, they pointed out something that I hadn't really noticed, but like Garmadon, even though he is like bitten evil and like struggling with all this, makes an active effort to be with his son.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Misako
she's just
drops
like,
him off for like 8
eh.
years at a boarding school and doesn't even
Exactly.
talk to him.
She's
She
just
only
like,
talked to
I
him
popped
when their
out a kid,
careers
and-
happened to align.
Like, seriously?
Misako is horrible. She's
Yeah.
a horrible mother and a horrible person.
Yeah.
To
So
all the
evil.
ladies out there listening to this podcast, if you're
Don't
ever
be
going to have
Misako.
children, don't be Misako.
Don't pull him
Do
aside.
not be that kind of mother.
She's what
Be a
not
better
to do.
person and a better mother.
So let's talk
PSA
about Cole
over.
now. And again, one of my favorite. There two. These were scenes added just to answer our questions, basically.
Yes.
The flashback with Zane and Cole. That's why I kind of do wish everyone would have gotten a flashback.
Yeah,
just
I
so it
was
would've felt
expecting
more-
one after we got Zane's. I was expecting one.
But
I feel like we
they
didn't
were.
need the like. I feel like
That's a good
I
point.
thought
the
We've seen
flashbacks
a
that we
lot
did
of
get
Jay. We've seen a
were
lot
necessary.
of Kai. We didn't need too much
They
more
were.
from
They
them.
weren't necessary exactly for the season. Thing is, they were the writers throwing us a bone for questions we've been asking a long
Yeah.
time.
And that was
Like,
good.
like they just kind of
I like
added
bones.
a beat to
So
the
many.
story. That's it.
But I love so much the Cole scene. Really, is like climbing up the building, then all of a sudden it fades to climb the rock. And it's that episode from that scene from the pilot in Ninjago, but expanded upon.
Yep.
Mhm.
That was brilliant. I was
Also,
so
now we know
happy
how
with
Zane
it.
got his powers. Sort of. I guess.
Well, we know what Zane was doing.
We'll talk about Zane's in a bit. Let's finish Cole's first, though. So it
Oh,
finally
okay.
establishes, yes, his mother is dead. His
Mhm.
dad's a psychopath.
Yeah.
All he
Isn't
wants
everyone
to
in,
do
in a
is
barbershop
sing.
quartet a psychopath?
And then that sets up Cole actually having character again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, Cole, like this season, he actually had a consistent character for once.
His
Yeah.
I thought
body.
it would never
His
happen.
body is a temple.
But yeah, no, that feels to me more like what the original pilot episode Cole would have been, was
Really?
like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This is
'Cause
more
the-
like how I think Cole was intended to be.
Yeah, I feel like too. He's not like he went through so many phases. Like rebooted, his IQ just dropped
Just like a
entirely.
It dropped
And remember
like
in,
a-
what was it called? Tournament, where he was just this crazy, psycho, food-obsessed idiot?
Yeah, then he developed this obsession with food for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he
They
turned
did
into a
something.
ghost for some reason.
And they did
And then he
nothing with
understood
that.
that, hey,
they did nothing
now I
with
don't have to
that
eat so
season.
much.
Nothing.
In the end, Skybound, he was like, okay, and Skybound, it just even makes him more to me, because his last line is like, I wonder whatever got between them.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember.
But then,
what
no, in
context
this
that
season,
was.
though, Cole isn't an idiot. He actually has consistent character, and it makes sense with his backstory and everything, and it's just great to finally see Cole back.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that got the short end of the stick is Kai.
Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
like,
they
I like
tried.
kinda
They
not
had
as bright
They
as
made a
Kai.
conscious effort to try. I will give them that.
Did they make a conscious effort to try to destroy
To try to give him a character.
I don't mind
I feel like-
kind of
I'm
not,
not-
the
I'm not
brightest
defending
Kai.
Characters
them.
seem to me to
I'm
be
just
all over
saying,
the
like,
place.
they tried, but that's it.
I feel like, yeah, Kai, it was kind of all over the place. Kai really didn't
Yeah.
have a place in this season, was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's just-
that one scene where Kai's saying, "I don't know if this is a good idea." I was just like,
The
I'm
one,
sorry, what?
the one where Lloyd, towards the end, where Lloyd
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
needing
yeah.
his power.
Like,
That's
that,
To be fair,
that's...
Kai is being
yeah.
the only rational person in that scene.
Exactly.
He is,
That's
but I
why I
wouldn't
think, like,
expect that
that's
from
the
him.
only real bit of character, I guess, development he would get. It's like, hey, we gotta fight this guy, and he just
And
took
it's
out
confirmed
Lloyd.
already next season
I'm not
will
so sure we
focus
should
on-
just so willingly give up our power.
And that's true.
Someone asked Tommy
Sacrifice
Andreessen
5
on
ninja
Twitter.
for 1.
Yeah.
Someone asked Tommy Andreessen on Twitter if we get more of a focus on Kai next season, and I think he just responded blankly, no.
But
La-
he
okay,
needs it!
Kai really needs a season at this point because Hands of Time did not work out in a Kai season. Kai has had some great character moments in the season, but he has issues, and like with not. I think it's because
Just
he
being
was
a
the
person.
focus of the pilot. His development is just they've had issues what to do with it. I just wish they could actually focus on him a bit more and give him a little bit more justice. I think adding Skylar back
the
in
thing is,
will
like,
help that a little bit.
Kai was kind of built up as this character of, like, he needs to have a goal to, like, strive for. Like, that was his whole thing with, like, his true potential, and even, like, at the start of the series, like, he has to find his sister, he has to find the golden sword, or the dragon
That's the
sword, or
only
whatever.
reason he became a ninja
and
in
then,
the first
and then as
place.
soon as the series starts, and he realizes his true potential, he has to protect the Green Ninja. Like, he has...
Yeah, I always liked
this,
his and
like,
Lloyd's friendship.
much like
I
how I
that.
said about Lloyd, he has a conviction. Like, he has
Mm-hmm.
a goal that he set out for himself, and he must complete that goal. But ever since Rebooted, he hasn't had any kind of a goal. at
No,
all.
again, Hands of Time, you didn't see that. That was somewhat focused on Kai, but it was split with Nia, too.
Yeah.
And... yeah.
I don't
He just-
remember too much
he
about that
needs that
season
again.
outside the bare facts. To be
Um,
honest.
Yeah, and sadly, if we do get anything, it'll be season 10 or onward.
And
Yeah,
it's
the
not
next
even going to be
season's
about
gonna
the
be
Hedgehog
about Cole and
brothers.
Woo's relationship, I'll bet.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's going to be a specific character season.
Because,
I think it's gonna be more about
Woo and the
overall.
4 ninja all trapped alone on that.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get
but,
to that.
I wanted to talk about Zane's flashback now, and we don't have a picture of Zane either. Like, all of the pictures we have are of
They're
Lloyd.
very hard to find.
It's true, most of them have a Cartoon Network stamp on them.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'm just going to take this picture of Lloyd.
It's
looking
like
somewhat
Cartoon
confused
Network
for this
hasn't
next
even
part.
shown the series all
Okay,
that
actually,
much.
when it gets bigger, he doesn't look confused, but he has an ambiguous look on his face, so I will use that for this Zane discussion.
Perfect.
Okay.
So anyway, I really love Zane's scene too, as it finally clears up some plot points.
Like how he got his powers.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
did he
Zane's
inherit
entire
those
appearance
powers?
in this entire season just made me happy.
Mhm.
Okay, I was glad for the most part they got rid of that stupid voice modulation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At last, he sounds like a person.
Yeah,
I
again.
got so sick of the robotic voice effect.
I didn't mind it.
I did.
I didn't
because
really
Brent
care.
Miller's a really
So-
good voice actor too,
I
and
got
just
to the
putting the
point where I just
filter on it.
automatically
Oh,
ignored it.
I have a question.
Mhm.
How do you get the little, like, bump on the side of his head?
Oh, in Hands of Time,
Yeah, what happened?
he's attacked.
Who?
That's it?
Oh, Kai?
He's
Okay.
attacked,
Yeah.
like, every episode.
This time it left a mark. That's when Pixel becomes Samurai X. It was the same time he got
Oh, so he's fighting Samurai X and that?
that. No. Samurai X is Pixel builds Samurai X. Oh, by the way, that was revealed in case you didn't already know.
Oh,
It was obvious.
Yeah,
We
that was one of the
predicted
twists that I
Pixel
totally
builds
saw
her
coming.
Samurai X body after Zane goes offline from being attacked.
Okay. But, I don't
Speaking
know.
of which, do we have any opinions on Pixel this season?
We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It's
No.
nothing.
I mean, in general, as a person. I mean, she didn't really.
She's not a person. She's a robot.
She
I
was
don't
kind
care.
of only
a character.
there as a set. She was a Lego
Yeah,
set.
my take is that she is okay, period.
Yeah, that's basically
They didn't
it.
Like,
really
there
give
was
her
really
anything
no...
to do
Like,
except
the
exist.
show didn't even know what to do with her.
Yeah, it
Like,
didn't.
once they
I
introduced
feel
her,
like the
she
Samurai
kind of
X
came
plot-
up, had a few little character moments with Zane. Actually, no, I think she only had one.
You can tell
She
the
had
Hageman
one, but
brothers
I
did
thought
not
that
write
was well
the new
done.
Samurai X in.
Yeah, like, she kind of, like... At one point, the ninja are, like, off doing something, and she's just literally in the background, like, real far into the background, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
it wasn't
Maybe she'll get
really
more in the
good
next
with that.
season when she's with Lloyd and Nia and
Probably
Lloyd's deadbeat mom.
No, I really doubt it. But also, well, darn it, what was I saying? The stupid explanation for her needing to protect her identity because to protect the
Yeah.
ninja. The ninja are like the most public crime fighters in the world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
in all
was
of
not happy with
fiction.
her explanation. That was like yeah, you picked that up off of fan fiction, didn't you, Pixel?
She did.
Yeah, it was just kind of. But
She spent too
I
long
feel
on the internet.
Again, that was something they did establish last season that was stupid.
Yes.
But and they
Derek
did try to
should have been the
get
new
away from
samurai.
Zane saying you just didn't want to
I'm
be in
glad
my
that she's
head
not
anymore.
stuck in
didn't
the
you?
computer now, because I actually
Samurai.
like Pixel.
I don't know why they ever did the computer thing to begin with, to be honest. I was kind of surprised they never rebuilt her body for some reason. They just didn't care about her enough, I guess.
You see, I
Maybe.
thought she was stuck in Zane. Like,
Well,
there
maybe
was
it's
no
because
getting
they
her out.
knew that they wouldn't be able to do anything with her. So now that they have her back,
Oh,
they're realizing that they don't know what to do with her.
I think
Yeah,
the
that-
problem
that-
is the
actually,
cast
that
is
is
a
it.
little bloated for 10 episodes
Yeah,
season.
I think that's another problem. Like, you got 6 ninja now. 6 of them. That's a lot of
Mhm.
characters to deal with at once. Then you got
Mhm.
Misako, Wu.
Woo, Garmadon.
Garmadon is
villains,
back now.
Derek.
Yeah, Pixel,
The
Derek
villains
was
of
Dareth.
in
the
this
week.
also. Derek was
So
great
that's
as always.
5
Okay,
more.
Dareth. Can we talk about
and then you
Dareth?
have
Dareth with the
however
great-
many villains you have for the
Dareth
season.
was glorious.
Skylar. Remember her?
There's Brown Ninja hideout is Ninjago City. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. I also like that Dareth was like, I bought this place to relive the glory days, and then he has this
Oh,
photoshopped
the
image.
mailman!
That was
Oh, yeah,
The mailman
Yeah,
was
I've seen
awesome!
that was so great. I loved that. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
spring-
what makes it
See you
It's
next
not-
season! What?
It's like, it's so
You know, winter,
aware
spring,
of
fall.
Ninjago and what everyone, it's so
Yeah.
aware that we're fans of Ninjago.
Oh yeah, like,
You know?
I'm
It is-
glad
it
that the
is-
show has come to a point where it's so, like, self-aware of itself that it can make fun of
At
itself.
the same time, this is a great entry point for anyone new to the series.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Forearms, that's nothing new. Everyone has forearms these days.
Forearms, really? Like, that's new.
I mean, how many enemies had they encountered with forearms?
Probably 8 by
Like
now.
Garmadon.
And that's a
There's
lot.
Garmadon,
Kozu.
Natakan,
Ah, yeah.
Samukai.
Well, they don't remember
Samukai,
Natakan.
yes.
Except for Jay.
Oh, but Jay doesn't.
Yeah, Jay remembers.
And Jay's the
Jay
only
and
one
Nia
who made the
remembered.
two
So-
quips
so
about
he-
it.
Yeah, it was
Fear-
Jay who made that comment, so he has...
And Jay made
Every
a
right to
second
do
comment
so.
later on.
And then there's Samukai, the first forearm villain.
Yes. The one who set the precedent that Garmadon ripped off.
Yep.
See, the forearms actually made sense for Garmadon. The thing was because he went to get power to hold 4 golden weapons.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that literally
Then after
makes
that,
sense.
it just became like, 4 arms is cool. We have pieces
Yeah,
to
it
make
just became
4
a
arms.
staple.
I
later.
can have forearms too.
Well, I mean, it's not like the forearms went away
Ninjago
after the
Season
golden
10.
weapons were destroyed.
Ninjago Season 10. All the ninjas should get 4 arms.
That would be a hilarious and semi-awesome
I mean,
variant.
I'd hate it, but I would love it at the same time.
Mhm.
Except they're, like, optional. Like,
When they reach their true potential, they get 2 extra elemental
Speaking
arms.
of that, true potential kind of was mentioned again, too. Again, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's kind of weird, we never got an explanation of why it was gone. air jutsu and the dragons too, but we don't have time to get into that. And
Yeah,
we're talking
that's a good
about
point.
it has been promised to explain somewhat in the semi-canon Way of the Departed, and we want to do entire coverage on that at some point.
Yeah, we gotta read that.
So let's just gloss over that for now.
When do you think we're gonna get a tornado of creation that goes horribly wrong?
Never
No.
again.
Yeah, I don't think they
Tornado
even
creations-
remember how to do
At
that.
this point, actually, there's a couple points in the season where I thought they were gonna do it.
I thought they were going to
In
do
this
it on
season,
the
I thought that they
Destiny's
were gonna do
Bounty.
it.
I thought the
But-
same. I thought they were
And
gonna
I
do it in
totally
the
thought
finale.
that Baby Woo,
but they
while
didn't.
all of them were surrounded, was going to say, "Do the tornado of creation," and someone was
Exactly.
gonna.
I think
Mess
the
it up.
Hageman brothers have basically confirmed, though, that they're never gonna use it again.
Ah, well.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
Yeah, I feel like it would.
Though,
It would have made so much.
I
sense
have
for
a
them to use it
feeling that they might be like holding it up their sleeves.
again.
Like
You see, it's kind of a lame way to resolve a conflict. You just spin around and your conflict is
See, what would
solved.
have been better is if they didn't use the tornado of creation twice in season 1 as well. If they would only use it in the pilot, it'd almost be more forgivable because then you think, oh, it is just so risky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
But then they use it twice, just almost casually in
Mhm.
season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there
To
have been
build-
so many
once to build-
situations since then that have been more qualified to use a tornado.
Yeah,
of
again,
creation.
that's the issue Ninjago still has, and the biggest issue this season doesn't solve is they don't know when to power up and how to properly depower the heroes.
They should say that since Lloyd since Lloyd granted them their powers and they granted Lloyd some of theirs, they don't have enough elemental energy between the four of them to do a proper tornado
yeah,
of
but
creation.
here's the thing, though.
The
Would that be
tornado of creation
framed
is spinjitzu.
after they saved him from death in the finale, or before?
When they gave him his powers for, during the stone...
Season 2,
Yeah,
easily,
season
I
two,
believe.
season
Oh,
two.
okay.
That
I don't
the thing
know.
is, the Tornado of Creation was only spinjitzu.
That's
They
true.
hadn't unlocked their elemental abilities at that point. In
But
the
they
show.
always had them latently.
Right.
Yeah, they did, but they can do spinjitzu without elemental powers.
That's true. That's true. Dareth can do it.
All right. I feel like I'd like to talk about Hirumi a bit now.
Great
Okay.
villain. Great villain. Awesome
Hirumi
villain.
Hirumi is
I
a
love
really
she-
great character. Her
We-
backstory again was my favorite
Yes.
episode in this season.
I
Probably one of my
am
favorite Ninjago
so
episodes.
happy that they are keeping
That
her for
was
another
an
season. At
astonishing.
least another season.
Yeah, I'm very glad that the Sons of Garmadon aren't going away. I
And
like
it
them.
had so much. Season 1 has so much more. In fact, all the seasons now, because what they've done with that episode is they confirmed people have died in
Yeah.
Ninjago.
Like, there are
Mhm.
stakes now.
Do you really think that your actions are without consequence?
Yeah, and that's
And that was.
I kind of did think they were without consequence.
Me
Because, I mean,
too.
they're the heroes. They're going out
Hey,
doing their hero thing.
You better
and
think
meanwhile-
about your cartoons that kill off
And
Lego
I love,
people.
again, they bring back up this plot point that was actually more so a season 2, where they were talking about how everyone thought Lord Garmadon saved the city, because he did.
Mm.
And that's Hirumi's backstory that kind of ends up that and her hate of the ninja for failing and everything kind of mold her into this villain. Her backstory was already told in Ninjago.
Mm.
Was the great part,
Yeah.
That's just
Just
that's
focusing
such great writing there.
That
Now,
was
I didn't like
fantastic.
how all she ever did was bellow after the Garmadon resurrection.
Yeah, she did get a bit weaker after that.
She did, and we saw less of her personally, which
Now-
I was saddened by.
As much
less
of
of Kilo, too,
as much
and less
flack as
Kilo.
I give the reveal, the totally non-twist worthy reveal of Hirumi being the quiet one, I do like the quiet one a lot. I want to make that very clear for everybody who was unclear about it. If I was making it clear, that makes sense.
I also like how Lloyd did find out without it being shoved in his face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The ninja
Yeah.
didn't have to tell him about it. He figured it out.
Though that scene with him and Hirumi is again one of the more dark, intense ones because she mentions she's basically gonna stab Lloyd.
Mhm.
Yeah,
She
pretty much.
He got no sense of that Lloyd's life wasn't in peril there. It was really dark, and she's just going all over him with the knife.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
oh
I
man,
seriously did think that she was going to stab him at a couple points.
and that just is how good it was acted and written and animated.
Mhm.
It was just, it was so believable. Basically,
It
the
was
characters they're
masterful.
gonna do. You didn't feel like no, they're not gonna do that. The season's like, huh? Maybe they will do that.
I mean, they've done all this stuff. They might.
Oh, I have a
Killed
question.
her adopted parents in the first or second episode.
I have another quick question. It's not about Harumi. What happened to Kai and Nia's parents?
On Twitter, they just said they wanted to rest after being slaves for like a decade.
They
Yeah.
what?
So they,
They
just
wanted to
off
rest.
somewhere else.
So they
Yeah.
just left?
And they're country folk. They're not in Ninjago City, I'm sure.
So they just
To
left?
be fair, their kids have been living without them for years. I don't think they need to live with their parents anymore.
But, like,
Mhm.
they could at least show up at some point.
we
Uh,
just
Come on.
established there's already way too many characters.
Do they... Well, the thing is, do they still have the powers?
No.
No,
They don't-
they
they pass
granted it
them
to
on?
their
No.
kids.
Okay, alright. Sorry,
I, don't know if they
I just
choose what
wanted
kids
some
they pass
closure
them
to
on
that.
to, or if it's because obviously the Elemental Master of Ice chose Zane to pass his powers on to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He should have chosen Dr. What's-his-face? Zane's dad.
Dr. Julian.
No. He should have chosen the T-Bot. That would have been a nice
Oh.
idea.
T-Bot hadn't been invented yet, Mace.
Drat! There goes my fanfiction
And
idea.
that's why he didn't, because otherwise he would.
Oh! Hey, what if we get Echo Zane back?
Some people have speculated that Mr. E is Echo Zane. I'm not so sure about that myself.
Mr.
I
E,
think-
E as in
okay.
Echo, dun dun dun.
Should we, like, throw out our Mr. E predictions?
Okay.
Overlord.
No one.
I think he's a little too subservient to be the Overlord.
He's definitely not the Overlord.
A
Never
ninja
know.
who was encountered before,
Literally
but we never
nothing
got to
he
know
did.
before as a person who was
It's all in the eyes, though.
Themselves.
Those eyes.
Okay, well, his eyes look kind of like the Overlord.
Okay,
why I
yes,
think
Does
that's
he
the Overlord.
not have a reversible face that looks like Zane's? I believe
No,
he does.
I'm actually holding the minifigure right now.
Oh,
Does he
now
even have
the
a double-sided
custom I
face?
saw. A very well printed custom. Okay.
Does it even have a double-sided face?
No, it's
Ugh.
just a black head with two eyes.
Gotcha. You see,
Cool
that's why I
figure. Love
asked
the
before
figure.
assuming.
But yeah, I don't think he's the Overlord. There's no hints whatsoever at that. In
and
fact,
the
he's more
Overlord's
of
a
like-
big
very
mouth, a
quiet,
big
so-
personality.
He was more of a red herring this season than anything.
Yes, you were supposed
He
to
felt
think he
like-
was the quiet one.
Yeah, he felt like the Winter Soldier.
I totally thought he was.
He
gonna be
was a
quiet
lot
one.
like Bucky.
Yeah.
Echo, don't you remember me? I'm your pal, Zane.
Except we've never met, and you hid in the basement. And you stole your father.
I'm your older brother who got all the glory, love, and attention.
I feel so
Remember
bad for
me?
Echo Zane because Dr. Julian just leaves the island without him and doesn't care at all, and then he dies.
Mhm.
Aw.
Poor cousin.
And then time got reset, so he never actually made any friends of
Oh,
Nia
no.
J. He's still
Yeah.
there,
Well,
sitting in the
here's the
basement,
thing,
rotting
though,
away.
and, should we just go on to the end? Because we're about wrapping up.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we haven't talked about. We talked about
Ultraviolet being unnecessary.
I feel like
Well,
many of the cronies were unnecessary.
That's every season. Remember, it is to sell toys, and they have to make so many villains for toys.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, but you see, she was just a toy placeholder for Harumi's spot.
Pretty much. Also, like, I found it weird that instead of Ultraviolet using the mask, it was Harumi mostly.
Yeah, they
It makes more sense narrative-wide. It's
Oh.
just weird because of
they
the set.
did
Yeah,
let
I totally
Ultraviolet
agree
use
that it
it
makes sense
once.
narrative-wise,
They
but
let her
still.
have it the one time.
Yeah, she did use it once at least.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I really like the fat guy. What was his name?
Kilo, he's my favorite.
He's
yeah, I
pretty
like
cool.
how he wasn't what you would have expected at all.
He's like the most competent and well put together son of Garmadon, and he's the big fat guy. You expect him to be the idiot oaf.
Seriously.
I kind of hope they bring him back next season.
He's
He
definitely
is
got
so
to be there.
competent for a lackey. It's kind of astonishing.
Well, the thing
Especially
is, I think
a fat
before,
lackey and
I
a
think
big
before
lackey.
Hirumi took him over, my theory is that he was the leader of the biker gang before Hirumi took over.
Perhaps.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I thought he was too until he laughed at them for suggesting as much.
Well, we know that the biker gang previously was just a normal gang, and then Hirumi manipulated
that makes
it
sense.
into
Yeah,
the
he
Sons
was
of Garmadon.
probably the leader of the gang before Harumi recruited him.
Here's another thing that I'm throwing around in my head. What if they try to, like, I don't want to say redeem Harumi, but, like, try to turn her good?
I can't see that happening at this point. Really,
I think
Lloyd
Lloyd's a
pointed-
little-
Lloyd already kind of tried that, and she refused him outright. And now
she's
pretty...
crazy at this point.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Lloyd is probably not open to that at this point because he tried that already. And looked
Yeah,
at it.
Lloyd is pretty. I love how ticked off Lloyd gets at her.
Oh
too.
yeah, I like
Mm.
I like PO'd Lloyd. I
Wow, Ford.
No, yeah, I like the part where she's like, "No, Lloyd, you're right. I was wrong." So like, save it, and then she slams the door on her.
That was honestly one of my favorite scenes in that whole thing, and honestly, that entire character arc with Lloyd kind of going through that.
I was kind of sad though that Hirumi did turn out to be a villain at one point because I did like her and Lloyd together.
I did too. I
I
think they
did
had
like
very
that,
good
and I
chemistry.
was startled by that, but
And now
it worked.
They did a
Jay's
good job
only
establishing a
bipolar
connection between
relationship,
them.
and even his gets plagued with a terrible love triangle spanning 4 seasons.
Mm.
And then the other 4 ninja were all giving romantic advice, which I thought was hysterically funny.
Cole
I
has
imagine
no place
that's
to
like
talk.
exactly if you would have asked Orion and Mal for advice on that.
It honestly really is.
I mean, yep.
Oh,
Hang on
man.
a minute, we should ask them now. Hold on.
Does anyone have a picture for the finale for this last part?
Oh, which moment?
I haven't really
Suggest a
been able to
moment. I'll
find
have it
Any
up in a
moment,
second.
like the moment when they're in the Oni and Dragon realm. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Oni and Dragon.
We
lore
That's
at
a
all.
good
Oh,
point.
no, we didn't.
Lloyd is the
Uh,
grandson
yeah, I
of
like
a
that.
dragon.
I like that lore.
I like it too. I think it finally explains where the first Spinjitzu master, and it's always kind of what I thought, to be honest, that the first Spinjitzu master came from another realm.
Yeah, so he's kind of
And then-
like
It
an
makes
amalgamation of the light and the dark,
Mm-hmm.
which
Which
makes sense.
and so yeah. It
That also
places more
explains
importance
why
on
there was a
Wu
light in
and
a dark
Garmadon,
island.
whose importance was kind of like season 2 stripped them of all importance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, season 1 set it like the pilot more set up Wu and Garmadon as like these really important characters. And then by season 2, like they really didn't matter. It was just the Overlord that mattered, which I always thought was kind of a mistake to put so much on the Overlord and not as much on Garmadon and all that. But that's beside the point. I really like the Oni and the Dragon story. I like that it also establishes that Garmadon's evil wasn't just from the Great Devourer's venom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he always had
They
a
have
darkness inside him.
Greg actually wrote in one of his comics that Garmadon had this line where he was like, it was after he turned good. I think it was like the one where Garmadon has to go back and find all these evil things he hid around Ninjago and face them. I never actually read it, to be honest. I just saw some excerpts. But and then Garmadon's like, was it really the Devourer's venom that made me evil, or did it just bring what I already had inside me to the surface? And Tommy Andreessen said that, well, the book isn't canon. That line has always been canon. And I think that adds a lot to Garmadon's
that's a very Greg
character.
Feisty line. I just want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sorry, go on.
yeah, I think I like that it actually, so Garmadon, the Venom did something, but Garmadon also he screwed up.
Gave into it.
Basically, is what it's saying. It doesn't take all the blame off Garmadon now,
Mm-hmm.
which I like. It actually gives more, it makes him more of a fully fledged character.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm also very interested to see where they're going to take this, because, and now I'm gonna have to do. We don't have time to do it on this episode, but I've got to count all the 16 realms again
Yeah.
and see if
I
we've
guess so,
gotten
yeah.
almost all of them at this point.
But it's just like, how would the ninja know to go there?
Let's see this.
Well, they didn't know.
Yeah,
I
the
think it
Traveler's
was
Key
Wu that
just
did
That's
it.
what I'm
I
thinking.
actually
I'm
bet
thinking
that
it was Wu, because he was the one who it was
it was
it
Tea
was
Shop
it
Lady.
was Jay who initiated the tea.
Yeah, but Wu is the one that told him to use it.
Yeah, and Tea
Right.
Shop Lady is the one who
Okay.
orchestrated this.
Can we talk about her voice acting for a minute?
Yeah. Why did her voice change? I don't know. I think actually it was originally, I believe, the guy that voiced Garmadon who voiced her,
Wait, who voiced who?
if I remember.
The Tea
Yeah,
Shop
Tea Shop
Lady.
Lady.
Mistake.
Oh, Mistake.
Mistake.
I don't know why they call the name that.
It took me a minute every time when I was watching an episode with her in it, because I cracked up every time she said anything.
Yeah.
It kind of disturbed me that they didn't use the same voice for her, because they had the same voice actor, but
They figured, well, they were
she was much
recasting.
less gruff than she had been in previous seasons too, which bothered me a tad.
But before what?
Perfect.
I didn't really.
And I'm pretty sure she's
Care.
totally incompetent, honestly, because like
I
when
just
Nate,
decided she
like
went
when Lloyd.
nuts.
Oh, okay, we didn't talk. There's this part in the last episode I said I wanted to talk about the issues I had with it. The elemental power things and losing them. I'm so.
Yeah, that
I
was
think it's-
stupid.
everyone can
that was
agree
just
we're
like
kind
that
of-
was the most wasted time.
Yeah,
Like,
first
why
off-
did you even, like, mention that if they
Yeah,
weren't even
why
going to lose
tease
their
it
powers in
also-
the first place?
Okay.
It's just,
I
it's
I
false.
actually really liked that line, and this is why.
Yeah.
Usually in a show like that, they would only say, there's a possibility that this bad thing could happen. Then that would mean, oh, that means that bad thing's gonna happen. But it didn't happen, which means that...
But here's
Yeah,
the
like, it
problem.
doesn't even
There
matter.
never
In the
needed to
future,
be
we
the
don't know.
possibility, though, because when I first heard that, I was like, oh, great. I'm watching Ninjago, aren't I?
What did you think you were watching?
Well, this season had been doing so good at fixing a lot of the things with the show that it did have an issue with, and that is not one of the things it fixed. 'Cause
But it gave us the opportunity for Kai to say, but should
and
we
there's this
really
weird glitch
save
with Lloyd's
Lloyd?
eyes, and when he wakes up, where they keep going back.
Yeah,
and
I
forth from black
noticed.
to
Turn
green.
back to
Like,
red.
it's
Yeah, I noticed
black
that,
and
I was
then
like, wait a
green
minute,
and
does
then
he
black
have
to,
does he have
back to
no eyes?
black.
Yeah, that was weird. And now they're back to black, so it also kind of it's kind of cool that that gives a canon reason for why his eyes are green. It was like the power was manifesting; it turned him green, which is
It was
cool.
the power of
I wonder-
unity or whatever.
Have we
I don't
seen
know.
the
power of
Lloyd face
love.
for in the minifigure for the dragon sets in summer? Does Lloyd have black eyes or green?
He still has the green eyes, yeah. It could just
Huh,
be
I
like
kinda
an
wish they would've been
error,
black,
it could be
just-
something else. But,
They
Now-
definitely meant to make him black.
but
I
seriously.
think I noticed there was a red dragon in the sets next year, which I'm highly disappointed by. There are enough fire dragons.
Actually, there's not that many.
There hasn't
fire
been a red
dragons.
dragon in years.
Yeah.
There was a red and
Actually,
bluish
surprisingly,
one just
there hasn't.
2 years ago.
That doesn't count.
Oh well, that one doesn't count.
The fusion dragons
There's
Jay
way
will
and
more
Kai
counts.
have enough dragons. Zane and Cole need more dragons.
No, Zane actually has some of the most dragons.
Well, then Cole needs more than one dragon.
He does too. It's just a small one.
That doesn't. Those don't count.
There's going to be a dragon for Cole. It's just going to be a little bit smaller than
Any-
the others.
Well, we're not talking about those anyways.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those when we get
Oh,
pictures.
did you see the bad guys from
I-
season 9 though?
I
They
just
look-
wanna say-
they look good.
I absolutely love the direction they're going to go. for
Wait,
season
real
9.
quick though, we haven't finished talking about the issue I had with this
Ah.
episode.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
We don't have much time.
No, we have time.
All right,
We're not doing
We
that
we
much
can go a little
time.
bit over, whatever.
Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, that whole thing with the power, and then especially how Kai was the only one that questioned it. I felt like that was one of the weakest tropes in the season. Just, can we please move past that? Lloyd not having his power now, I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I hope nothing cliche.
I think they're gonna have him try to, work for it to earn it back
Oh.
so that he can do a final battle or something such.
Oh, I remember the other thing. Yeah, my theory is that the mistake or mistake, whatever you want to call her,
Mistake.
is actually totally incompetent because when she came in and then Lloyd actually woke up, she's like, "Oh, it worked. That's a first."
Are you?
Yeah, that was
I
funny.
didn't even notice that.
I did.
Yeah, I
she
like
says
that
something
line.
along the lines. That might not be exactly what she says, but it's something along the lines of that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
she had
wait,
some-
I'm pretty sure that was what she said. But
Yeah.
my first
Okay.
thought was, that's funny. My second thought is, why would you do that, woman?
She's just an old witch, basically.
She even
I
has the
don't
old witch
trust-
voice.
I don't trust her.
I wouldn't trust her with my well-being.
Wu
Do you think
does
Leo would?
though. Yes,
I don't know if Wu trusts her or not.
I think he does.
Leo probably would.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Leo.
Wu has been
Leo would get his
Wu's
witch
been
doctor
smoking
medicine
all
from her.
sorts of questionable things throughout the series. So
Just coming out with it.
no, and that's not even like my interpretation.
Oh, I know,
You
I
know.
know.
Yes.
That's true.
Well, here's the thing. Does he do more drugs than Laval?
No.
Well, you didn't say they're necessarily drugs. It could be essential oils
Well-
like Leo does.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Smoke that essential oil.
And blaze
Okay.
that sheet! Sorry.
No. Moving on.
That and Misako were my two main issues with it. That and it did feel a little bit anticlimactic. Oh, and the Destiny's Bounty is destroyed again.
Yeah,
But
again.
But that's like a staple at this point.
Yeah, they've got like a fourth of the Destiny's Bounty on that deserted place with them. I'm just wondering how the tea brought that there.
And now I'm questioning whether or not it means I need to get that set, because that means are they going to rebuild it again? We're going to get another Destiny's Bounty set, maybe possibly.
It'd
Actually,
be cool if the cabin
the
of the
rumor-
bounties
the spec-
traveled with them and became their base of operations in the only land.
Yeah, the speculation is that they're going to use parts of it to build vehicles in the first realm.
It seems like there's already
That's-
some kind of
Why aren't they
vehicle
getting
thing
dragons?
going on back then.
Well, like, I don't think they're gonna tame the dragons by the beginning of the season. I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure,
Why not?
like,
They did with the crab thing.
didn't they say that there was gonna be like 9 weeks in between the end
I don't
of this
remember how
season
many-
and the
I think
beginning
it
of
was like
season
3
9?
more so.
Like they said it was going to be a couple weeks or something. So in that time, they could reverse engineer or like scrap some like parts from
That's
the
true,
Destiny's
they do
Bounty,
have an
make
inventor
vehicles
with
for
them.
themselves.
Don't the bad guys already have vehicles, though?
Not the bad guys, the good guys.
Yeah, and they could take the bad guy vehicles and use that tech instead.
They're off in the
Well, you
land
can't
of
use the
Oni. I
bad
think
guy
the bad
vehicles
guys
for the
aren't
good guys.
necessarily
That
there.
only works in
I just
Rebooted.
realized, let's face it, about everyone's seen that teaser image. Are the bad guys in that Oni?
I do not believe they are, no.
Don't know. I
who
actually
knows?
have not seen the teaser image.
I think they're raiders from another realm, that's my guess.
They are kind of Oni-ish, though. But we'll talk about that again more when it comes out. It is really cool that we have, like, the OG crew now in the realm.
Oh.
I like Iron Bear in there, he's awesome.
I'm not going to put that in because it's not technically out. But, yeah, if you're a Ninjago fan, you've
Oh.
probably seen
Is
it.
that dragon gonna be Coles? If so,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
less
I've not seen
disappointed. I miss
Yeah,
Rocky.
it probably is going to be Coles. Anyway, also, it's just the OG Ninja team together.
I have a feeling Wu's been here before, too, because that's like...
Oh, I'm pretty sure. He seemed like pretty at
Oh, yeah.
home.
Because we know the dragons aren't native to Ninjago already.
Right,
Mhm.
and
They
like, how else would
explicitly
the
mentioned
dragons
that.
get to
Yeah.
the main realm?
Mhm.
Also,
Well, we also know the dragons do have the power to transport between
Oh,
realms.
right, because they
that's
went
true, so
from
that could be how they get
the
back.
normal realm to the, or
That's a
I
good
guess
point,
the overworld.
Glenda.
Is that what they call it?
The dragons could bring them
overworld?
back to
Ninjago is the-
Ninjago.
Or Ninjago or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
to the underworld,
hmm
the netherworld or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a whole video on it. Go watch it.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that.
That's like extremely informative, if I do say so
Yeah,
myself. about
I'm
Ninjago
sorry.
and
I've
It
just
is.
been
realm
like
traveling.
so
It's also the
busy with
least
stuff.
watched episode of Ninjago Explained. Maybe I'll change the title because I wonder if Wu dying is something some people don't want to click on. I thought they would though. People generally like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
you
really
should have called it Where Was Woo? And then people would have thought it was something about modern time and they would have been disappointed.
Oh. But I also like that it's going to be Lloyd, Nia, and I guess whoever else.
But
Um,
actually kind of.
Oh, and Samurai X.
I'd
Yeah.
really like it, honestly, if they almost didn't focus on them at all for at least half the season.
I
I'd love
am
to just get
more
some time
interested in what
I'd love
happens
some time to
with
just
the
work with the
crew.
OG Ninja and Wu.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
like I'm more interested in them as well, but I'm also still interested in what happens with the crew back in Ninjago.
That's true, because remember, they all think that the ninja are dead.
Yeah,
That's true.
so they've got
Unless the
they've got to
crazy
like
tea
step it
lady
up and
told
like
them that
they
they
got to
totally
fight
used that
everybody. Like they've got to fight
won't tell them.
everybody
Mistake's
in
a
the
joke.
world
Gotta tell
now.
them. Yeah, they all think
Yeah.
that
Because
this
now
is
their
dead and
entire
this is
world, as far as we know, is basically taken over by Garmadon.
Mhm.
Like he's
Yeah,
finally
Garmadon does
realized
rule-
his dream.
Garmadon rules.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Garmadon's become Makuta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
was
so they gotta
literally the
fight
exact
him.
analogy I was thinking of.
I don't know why you don't like this concept. It's basically Reign of Shadows, but Ninjago.
Wait, who said that?
I think
Who
it's
said they
because
didn't
the
like it?
only concept is more interesting.
But it's like, here's the thing.
Oh,
Here's,
yeah, that,
okay.
I didn't like it. I said I would rather spend more time with the ninja.
Okay, here's what's funny to
I mean,
me.
look at Iron
Here's
Bear.
what's funny.
He has a top
So
hat and a mustache.
let's take it this way. Let's make an analogy here. The ninja are to Montanui as Lloyd and Nia are to Reign of Shadows.
You see, Wu is Madanui,
Yeah.
and Baby Wu is the Mask of
Yeah.
Life.
Here's the
Slash
thing.
his
You're
gladiatorial
more
form.
interested in the story of the quote-unquote Barra Magna than you
All my
are
favorite
about the main
characters
universe.
Are also in the only
I just think it's
realm.
funny
An
because
entire
it's like
new realm
the exact
with an entire new
opposite
group of
of what
bad
people
guys.
wanted to see in 2009.
Ninjago actually is getting darker and like more mature than Bionicle in aspects now.
Rip.
That's true.
especially,
I
like,
mean, other than
thematically.
some of the story-only elements.
I mean, it's definitely on a personal level.
Oh, yeah,
more
I think it's
mature than
because,
Bionicle
like,
ever was.
I think it's also because the characters are more relatable.
The focused
Yeah.
cast, the fact
Yeah.
that
I actually
they're
want to do an
human.
episode about this relating to
And a focus
Bionicle
cast.
lately, but we not right now, so we won't get into it. But anyway, I'm really excited for next season.
Mhm.
I think I'm more
knows
excited for
when
next
the heck
season
we're
than I
gonna
was
get
this
it.
season. Because this season, like, it did take me by surprise. But by the end of it, I did feel a little bit burned out, but also still very excited for the new season.
Well, this is actually the first season since the first one, I think, that I've been able to watch essentially as it happened, so that was very cool.
This is the first since the pilot that I've been able to watch in the proper time.
This is the first since the end of Skybound.
We didn't even talk about how amazing the season looked.
Oh man, the visuals were
like
amazing.
one of the best
It really was.
cartoon. Like it's the best looking show on Cartoon Network now.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Count
if only
Disney
they
in
showed
there
it on
too, because
Cartoon
Disney
Network.
doesn't have a show
Teen
that
Titans
looks
Go!
Yeah,
Are
and
we not
also
going to talk about Unikitty?
Teen Titans
No.
Go
No,
away.
they may not
I
even
thought we
show
already did
that
at
one
one point.
either.
yeah, that's true. But it also the fight choreography, some of the best I've seen.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I
a
was
lot of the
stunned.
there's a
by
lot of
that.
action movies that didn't even have as good choreographies in this, because especially whoever did the
Iron Fist.
cinematography for this. Whoever did the cinematography for this is great. I love all like the continuous shots and stuff. The fights, like Zane versus Mr. E was great. Lloyd versus Garmadon had good points, but wasn't the best. Anything with Mr. E in it was the best.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
Seriously.
Garmadon has 4
Oh, Mr. E is
arms.
really
Lloyd
Jackie
has
Chan.
2 arms. Why didn't Garmadon use 2 of his arms to pin 2 of Lloyd's arms,
See-
and then use his other 2 arms to punch Lloyd in the face?
My respect for Jackie Chan had actually gone way down because I found out he's the one that botched the choreography for the Ninjago movie.
Okay, yes, I had major issues with that because evidently I think you might have been the one to tell me this, but all the cool stuff that we saw in the trilogies and stuff was done before Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
was
it was
born.
done before they
Oh,
brought him on, so
no,
he kind of phoned in the action, I think.
Oh.
Was
Yeah,
there
I feel
even
really
any
bad about
fighting
that.
in the
Maybe it was
Ninjago
Bruce Lee.
movie? I mean, really?
Oh.
So honestly, it
No.
probably would have been a little
Exactly.
bit better action if they didn't have Jackie Chan rewrite the choreography
kinda
and did what they were working on
Look,
before.
let's
So
not talk about the movie anymore.
yeah, we'll probably talk about that
Or it
eventually
doesn't
at
need
some
more crippling
point.
depression.
But
Ugh.
right, I'm trying. Darn, I must have. Okay, so that is about everything I can think of to mention this season. Really liked it. It's definitely my favorite season of Ninjago, and it'll probably be even more so after we see season 9.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, yes.
I'm looking forward to season 9 a lot, mainly because I like the aesthetic of the bad guys.
I just
We
want
can't
it
talk
already.
about those yet, Mace. Though that's a leak.
That's true, but that's my jam, the green and the black and the goldish orangeness.
Now we have
Oh,
to
and the
bleep
sets for
everything
next
he just said
season?
out.
Oh, there's one that I have to
No,
get.
we can't talk
No,
about those. They
guys.
don't exist.
I'm not gonna
I-
say.
all I said
I'm not
was it
gonna
looks
say
cool.
what
I can
they
say it
are.
looks cool. All I
I'm just
said was
gonna
it looks
say
cool.
that they
There
look
is no
good.
Ninjago season 9.
I'm just gonna say that they look good.
That's
and
the
I
secret
want
to the
some of them.
spoon. There is no Ninjago.
Like legit
season.
want some of them.
As I mentioned earlier in the episode, I actually, after seeing this, it was so good. It makes me want sets that I didn't want before.
Like what?
Because now I really want to get the set with Kilo, and I
Kilo,
really want
Kilo.
to get the one with the forearms for Mr. E, Snake Jaguar Pursuit.
I still think Kai's vehicle set is stupid.
I don't even
Yeah, I
remember
Because
remember
what
like,
it
that
is.
one.
why the heck
I've
would?
seen it.
Okay, let me think about this logically. Nobody's brought it up yet. Why would Kai, the fire ninja, need a
Oh,
boat
okay.
for
I
I
water?
was wondering
And
that.
apparently, the strange thing is, though, it also in the set pictures and the description, it's a boat, but in the show, it was a submarine.
Well, then even then, like again, why would you,
You know
want
why?
a
Because
water
he's
vehicle
he's
for a
awful at
fire
water.
character?
He was trying to
I was
bond
just
with
gonna
his
say
water
Inferno,
sister.
Catch him and cuff
Yeah, I
him.
was about to say,
Yep.
Burno breakout.
Okay, still, but like Furno
But, yeah,
didn't
that was
have
stupid too.
the powers of fire per se.
Kai is
His
terrible.
name was Furno.
Kai is
Okay,
terrible
name and,
in
name
water.
and power are two
So that was to give
different
him an
things.
advantage.
Yes, he had like a fire
Okay, anyway.
blaster thing before, but like it's not the same thing.
Kai sucks at water. That's why he needs water help.
Yeah, I don't like the set either, though. I've seen the set in person, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna, and there's only one exclusive minifigure in that set, so I'm going to definitely skip out on it.
Honestly, I forgot it
Okay,
existed.
one thing that I'm curious about, since this season was so much more mature than other seasons that we've seen before, what do younger audiences think of it?
I think they like it.
Let's see. The age range I watched it was like 3 to 20, and everyone enjoyed it. So
Okay.
That's what I was curious about, because I was
All
pretty
right.
sure you watched it with your siblings. So.
Yeah.
I
I
think
did.
this show had a very good like balance for everybody.
3-year-old little brother was constantly asking when the new episode would come out.
Aw.
Wait, or is he 4?
You don't even know how...
Good grief. Even I know all my siblings' ages.
I have more siblings than you.
I have nobody to watch
You've
this
had
show
them around
with.
for longer.
I guess? Wait. Either, and my point is I don't know how old my siblings are. Okay?
I'll cue as bad
They're
sibling.
younger than me, and I know the general range.
Okay. Well, that's
Ask
what I
him
was
later
wondering.
and Photoshop the audio
Yes.
in.
Definitely, my youngest, well, not my youngest, my second to youngest brother loves Ninjago totally, and my little sisters love it too, and they're always asking to play with all my Ninjago minifigures.
To which you say no.
Actually, my mom keeps suggesting that I have my little brother on to talk about Ninjago at some point.
That might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the
That would
3
be
to
fun.
4-year-old one?
Yeah.
I'd be down for
The
that.
thing is, we always record way past his bedtime, so we'd have to do an earlier episode.
I would legitimately be down for that. That would be. That would be
Actually, I've
definitely
kind of thought about it at some point.
If I
That'd be
had
fun.
forewarning, I wouldn't be able to make an early episode without a little bit of warning.
Oh, I thought you said you have to prepare yourself to talk with a
I
child.
was
Oh, no,
just-
Oh, yeah.
no, I can
Surprise
talk to
face.
kids.
I don't know. It might be hard for me to do it, like, not in person. You know?
It's
We
just
would have to
something
make sure
I'd
that Ford
throw
wasn't
around.
there that day. I
What?
don't want him interacting with young children.
What?
He's not a good role
I'm
model.
great with kids.
I have never
Oh.
seen you around a young child, and I don't particularly want
You
to.
know what else is great with kids? Patreon, and we have one of those.
But
Yes,
Right now,
then children
our
should
favorite
subscribe
Patreons
to
are
our
displaying, and
Patreon.
actually, we need to update the list this week. The podcast has been way backlogged because of everything we've been working on lately.
Mm-hmm.
Some of which is for the Patreon.
Yeah, some of it is. But so the last few aren't as updated, I don't think. In fact, I have no idea when the last time we updated is, because we got a few new Patreons lately, which I'm very grateful for, but I will make sure in this episode they're updated.
Mm-hmm. Every
Yes,
single
thank you all very
person
much.
Thank you
as
all.
of March 28th.
Alright, and yeah, that's about it. I don't think I have time to ask anyone their last thoughts, because we have kind of went over time. Oh,
In
one
summary,
last
it was
thing.
good.
I'm going to post a poll in the description here. For a while now, I've been doing segmented episodes. This one isn't just because we had one topic. But I want to know from people who actually listen to the podcast, because I've heard it both ways. I've heard people who really like the segmentation, but then I've heard people on our Discord server complaining that they don't like it, but I'm not sure they listen to the podcast. So, for the next, 4 or 5 episodes, I'm going to ask at the end, so only you who listen, I get your input, because your opinions are the only opinions I care about.
the true fans.
That is true. The people who actually
I only
listen.
care about the reason we broke it up. It's not easier for us. The reason we broke it up is because some people wanted smaller bites. Now, do more of you like it like that, or do more of you prefer to have it in this bigger episode? Do you like it without any breaks in it, or do you like how I segmented it up so you can pause in between segments as we did before we did each segment as a video?
That's how
Do
I
you
like
like
it.
it with the
post-
sweet
That's how
music?
I like it.
I'm gonna do it in a straw poll below, and Mace, don't vote in it, and Leo,
Oh, of course I
definitely
won't
do not vote in
it.
that poll when you see it.
He's
But
not
Leo
gonna know.
isn't gonna listen to this part, so he's just gonna vote in it anyway.
Even if you tell him, he's not gonna do
You're
it.
right.
He's not
I
gonna
don't
listen.
think Leo would normally reads the descriptions. Leo's not much one for instructions.
We should
But
just
anyway,
have the
yeah,
thing on the description
I will
be
post
Leo
a
don't.
poll, a straw poll, or, a Google Forms poll or something in the
Something.
description below. Please, if you listen to it, take the time to answer that poll, because it is going to affect how I format the podcast going forward, because I am considering a few changes.
That is true.
All right.
And,
And thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
alright, and with that in mind, for Ford, Glenda, Mace, and myself, LQ, we thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Farewell.